It's time to get over your fear of being seen. Hi, my name is Dana, and I'm that friend dropping gems. So, I think a lot of people actually have a fear of being seen, and I was one of those people. However, I didn't really know, and here's why. I've never really considered myself a shy person. I've been singing, dancing, public speaking from the time I was a toddler. I never had social anxiety. I worked in sales for almost like 10 years, so I've had to speak to people. And so, because I wasn't a shy person, I didn't think that I would have been someone who had a fear of being seen. I actually didn't realize that I had a fear of being seen until last year when one of my videos on another platform went viral. And I ended up having so much anxiety around it. Mind you, the response was overwhelmingly positive. Overwhelmingly positive. This video went viral 3 different times. First time it happened, it was like, oh, cool, people are interested in what I'm saying here. Maybe 2 weeks went by and then it calmed down. And then all of this like influx of attention came to it again. And then the last time it went crazy again, I started to panic a bit like, okay, this is getting a lot of attention. A lot of people are seeing my videos. A lot of people are responding. And I'm actually starting to get a lot of followers on this platform. And I'm just like, whew, this is kind of a lot. So I decided to just get off the platform to just like cool off a bit. I decided to go on YouTube and I see that same video on YouTube. I remember when I saw the video, I immediately just got so anxious. And my immediate thought was, how can I force these people to remove the video? And I didn't want them to remove the video because I thought it was some violation of my property, that they took my property. They did give me credit for it, which is probably one of the reasons why more people were coming back to my page on the other platform. But I didn't want them to remove the video because I felt like it was a violation of my rights or something. My immediate thought was like, too many people are starting to see me. A lot of people are seeing me now. A lot of people are hearing what I'm saying. A lot of people are paying attention to my video. And it was just this, oh no, I cannot be seen. And while I'm going through this little anxiety thing, it dawned on me like, isn't this what you actually wanted? Didn't you want people to actually see your video and respond to it? And once again, it was overwhelmingly positive. So it's not like I was having like some crazy traumatic thing where everybody was just like bashing me, like, you know how they like to do on the internet. So it was just like, what do you actually want? I thought this is actually what you want. And so I thought about it and I realized in that moment that I have a fear of being seen. So here's what I did, and here's what I think you can do if you too also have a fear of being seen. Number one, I had to realize that fear is not from God. The Bible says that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And so I had to realize that whatever this feeling is, this isn't from God. This fear and this worry and this anxiety that I'm feeling is like, that's not of God. So it's like, where's this even coming from? There's a reason why God tells us over and over in his word to not be afraid. There's a reason for that, because a lot of times our fear holds us back from getting the things done that we need to get done. The second thing was that I had to figure out what the source of this fear was. Like, what is this coming down to? Because ultimately there's something in me that wants to hide for a reason. And when I thought about it, I started to think about the fact that I am in some sense worried about what people's opinions are, because it wasn't that I was afraid of people just seeing me, because once again the video was overwhelmingly positive in terms of feedback. So it wasn't that I was worried about people seeing the video, it was just that I was worried about the potential opinions that can lead to, and what if people have differing opinions, and what does that even look like? And then the other thing that I started thinking about was, oh, now you're going to have to keep up. And I think that would fall under the fear of success. It was like, well, if you succeed, you have to keep doing it. And so I had to work through that, and I realized that, well, one, people are going to have opinions, and that's fine. I have an opinion as well, and that's okay. You don't have to take on everyone else's views and everyone else's opinions, but that's what makes the world go around. People having opinions. You can learn from somebody else. You can glean from someone's opinion. You can gain insight from another point of view. Even if the worst case scenario happened and everyone is just like, they hate you today, which happens all the time, you will get through it. Not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying your feelings aren't going to be hurt, but you can get through that. Like, it's not going to kill you. And you're probably going to be stronger from it anyways. You're probably going to learn a bit more. You're probably going to be a little bit more tough from it anyways. So you're going to be fine. You're going to get through it. And then the other part was the fear that I'm going to have to keep up with it. Okay, well, you just do the best that you can. You don't have to worry about keeping up with anything or with your previous, but just do the best that you can today, tomorrow, the next day, whatever. Just do the best that you can. And then the last thing, which I think is the most important part of it when it comes to the fear of being seen, was that at some point I had to realize that it wasn't even about me. I'm gonna let that sink in. At some point, it's like, you just got to get over yourself, right? Somebody out there needs what you're offering. So the reason why that video resonated with so many people was because they needed to hear what I was saying in that video. All of this is not about you. So even the people's responses to whatever you're putting out, it's a reflection of them. So me being afraid of being seen and having anxiety and wanting to remove the video and wanting to be like, okay, too many eyes on me. It's like, it's not even about you. The reason why people are even responding this way is because what you're saying is touching some part of them that they're like, yes, let's share this video on. It's not about you. It's not about me. At some point, I had to get over that. It's so unfair to not show up because I'm so worried about what people are going to think, and not think about the people that actually needs what it is that I have. I think about Jesus when I think of this, where it's like, when he had to deal with the Pharisees and the Sadducees, like the religious people that were constantly down his throat, constantly trying to trap him, and the fact that they sold him over to the Romans. And then he also had to deal with the people all throughout history that would potentially reject him and that would just completely curse him and not want to be a part of him. And he could have looked at all of that and said, you know what, I ain't about to do none of this. I'm about to die for these people. Or he could have paid attention to the people who would potentially say yes, who eventually would be like, yes. Like, no, I want this gift that you're offering, instead of focusing on all the negativity and all the fighting that people are doing around him and trying to attack him and trying to tear him down, trying to disqualify his name. He could pay attention to that and say, you know what, I'm not going to show up. Or he could say, there are going to be some people that are going to choose me. There are going to be some people that are going to be like, I get it. Yes, 100%. Some people might take them a while, but they're going to eventually say yes. With focusing on those people, it makes it all worthwhile. And so I had to get to that place where it's like, okay, it's not even about you. And think about the people who need to hear what it is that you have to say at the time that you say it. At some point, it's bigger than my own personal fears and worries. And I say this is the most important part because a lot of you have things that you need to put out there. There's some sort of work that you know that you need to do, but you don't want to do it because of the fear of failure, the fear of success, the fear of being seen, of all the possible things that can make it go terribly wrong. You're stuck in that fear. And it's like, at some point you have to stop thinking just about you and think about the fact that there are people connected to you that needs what it is that you have to offer. And at some point you're going to have to just get over the fear and go do it anyways so that somebody else can be helped. I am here to serve. Whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm here to do it for somebody else. Like, we're all connected, right? So there are people that I tune into to help me to do the things that I need to do. And if they didn't show up, I probably wouldn't have been able to have the strength to move. And once again, if I don't show up, then the other people wouldn't have the strength to just be like, okay, I'm getting some sort of a perspective that I needed to hear. At some point, you have to get past the fear that you have and think of the people that you're here to help, because we're all connected. So number one, remember, God has not given you the spirit of fear, but he gave you power and love and of a sound mind. Number two, dive into the root of the fear for you. What is it? Is it fear of success? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of people talking about you? And whatever it is, go all the way to the root of it and realize that you are stronger than all the things that you think will potentially be dangerous for you. And the last thing is this: start to think about the people that you're here to serve. Start to think about all the people who can utilize what it is that you have to offer. Whatever the business is, whatever the vision is, whatever the thing is, only you know. Start to think about someone else who can utilize your help, who's literally sitting around waiting for you to show up in order for them to move. So I hope this helps. Like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.